Hi, my name is Dawn Marie Ikes, and I'm coming to you today on behalf of Balanced Body. I am a physical therapist and co-owner of Core Conditioning, which is a private physical therapy practice in Southern California that integrates Pilates, rehabilitation sciences, and gyrotonic into a wellness and fitness environment. So today we're going to be looking at an exercise that is particularly effective when working with pregnant clients. It works on thoracic mobility. We call it sling breathing, and we're going to have Andrea here demonstrate for you how we can use this exercise to really help restore some of the thoracic mobility losses that happen, particularly in the second and third trimester of pregnancy, and hopefully make breathing a little bit less cumbersome in those last stages of pregnancy. So go ahead and lie down onto the wedge. So with pregnant clients, and go ahead and take your arms on the outsides of the spring, we want to make sure we use a wedge so that they can lie comfortably, especially after the 24th week of pregnancy, because we don't want any of the weight or pressure of the baby or the growing abdomen to put any unnecessary strain on the vascular structures within the body. Another thing I like to do when we're working with this population is place a ball between the knees just to help integrate the connection to the low back and pelvis and really keeping the core connected during the exercise. So what I'm going to have her do to start is just breathe into the springs. And I don't want you to think about using your transverse abdominis or isolating any of your core muscles. Just go ahead and breathe. And I want you to pay particular attention to the spring. As she inhales, you're going to see the springs distend, and as she exhales, you're going to see them come back to the start position. So go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths. And if you watch right here, you can see a little bit of movement. Good. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a breath in, distending the springs as much as you can, but as you exhale, close the ribs and use the core, and don't let those springs move. Not a single millimeter. Good. Inhale again, extending even more, going deeper into the thoracic mobility, and then exhale, holding it. This is a great exercise because it utilizes the sling and the springs as proprioceptive input into the spine and the thoracic spine in particular. So as she's breathing, she's actually getting a little bit of pressure. As she breathes in, she's getting a little bit of oppositional pressure because of the springs pulling her upward, which is cueing her body to actually try to expand that part of her spine a little bit deeper. Good. So now I'm going to have you just do a couple more of those. And exhale. And you'll notice, although we didn't talk about it, that she's in a neutral pelvic alignment. Even though she's on a wedge, we're still looking at maintaining the three natural curves of her back. She's got a little bit of a lordotic curve in her neck and a little bit of a lordotic curve in her back, and her pelvis is in a nice neutral position. So with this exercise, in addition to doing the isometric transverse abdominis and holding the ribs down with the spring breathing, we can also add a new component of it by using it to do knee folds. So the next part, she's going to take a breath in and distend the springs. As she exhales, she's going to bring her right leg up to tabletop without the springs moving. Good. She's going to inhale and hold it there. Then she's going to exhale and bring the next leg up with no movement whatsoever. This is a lot of core work. Good. And inhale again, hold it. And exhale, lower the right leg down. And inhale and exhale, lower the left. So let's do one more set of that. I'm going to let you do your own breathing. Inhale and bring the leg up. And notice that she's not hiking her hip, she's not shifting her pelvis, we're not seeing any movement in the springs. And now the other leg. But she's working very hard to keep this all connected. And then lower the right leg and the left leg and rest. Good. I also like to take this opportunity from time to time when clients are in this position, especially if they're rounding in their shoulders. You can also give them a nice stretch across the back. It feels very, very good. And again, we're using this spring and this sling system to give some feedback to the thoracic spine and to try to restore the mobility. In particular, I find this exercise to be very, very effective for people that are having problems with their ribs being too overly flared. They're not able to close them, or too much tightness in their mid-back. And I also find that it just helps reorient the client to how to breathe properly. Thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.